let's get into our team selector. And in goal, it's got to be the Cup King, hasn't it? Caoimhín Kelleher to stay between the sticks. I'll be bold enough to not ask you guys about that. But Gorsty, what about the back four?
There's no Nico Williams there now, is there? Mate, I think Milner maybe start at right back.
What about Gomez? He played the recent league game in Norwich, didn't he?
Gomez is a shout. I think he may be saved for centre back, to be honest. Conor Bradley, is he fit at the moment?
He scored for the under-23s against Arsenal on last Friday.
Oh, right, okay.
We won 4-1 against Arsenal at Arsenal. Good win against Arsenal.
No reaction.
Start Conor Bradley at right back on Wednesday night. On the left, Tsimikas. And then maybe my centre backs are Canate and Gomez.
Right, Doyle, what about your back four?
Don't know really. I mean, on Wednesday, it's also the Youth League game against Genk, the last 16. I think I'm right in saying I think Conor Bradley's still eligible for that game, and so's the likes of Tyler Morton and Kate Gordon.
He did play in the Champions League games.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with that. I actually think because Trent didn't play at all. What was the game the other day? Was it Norwich?
No, it was. Oh yeah, it was Norwich. Yeah.
It was Norwich. He wasn't involved at all. I think he'll play, and I think it'll be Tsimikas, Gomez, and Canate. The rest.
You going with Doyle or with Gorsty here?
Well, before we started, I was thinking Joe Gomez at right back, but then maybe Virgil van Dijk is long overdue a rest here. So I think they do tend to save the senior youngsters for the Youth League when those games do clash. So perhaps it would be Doyley's call with whatever he's just said. I've forgotten. I've gone blank completely.
Trent,
Gomez and Tsimikas. Yeah, makes sense.
Stay with you before you forget about your midfield, mate. What are you doing? Three midfield.
Milner, Holding, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Curtis Jones.
Right, okay. Gorsty, what do you make of
that? Maybe a shout for Elliott. Oxlade-Chamberlain. No, actually, because it does seem a bit harsh on Gomez, on Jones to leave him out entirely, because I thought he played well when he played the other night. When the games are catching up. I mean, who did he play against the other night? He started, didn't he? Leeds, yeah. But I do think you need just that kind of solid base. Yeah, I'll go with Milner, Elliott, and Jones.
Doyley?
I think Henderson will start. He'll play the number 6 or Fabinho, one of those two. I don't think they'll go with Milner. Milner can unfortunately no longer run so much to cover that kind of ground, so I don't think he can really do that job. He's good if he's part of a midfield 3 starting a game coming off after an hour, or like he did on Sunday, where he just got stuck in and he running around for was it 35, 40 minutes, which I think that's what he's up to at the moment. So I play Henderson, I play Oxlade-Chamberlain. Now I play Jones, but I'm just trying to work out where to play him. So come back to me.
Right, okay. What about the strikers then, Doyley?
Don't come back to me straight away about them. go to the others, that's the idea.
Of course. What about the front three?
I think Origi might start. I think Salah might start, actually. As wild as that sounds. I think Klopp probably ask him how you feel, and he'll say he wants to play. I didn't think Jota was 100% when he come on, actually. But I think Diaz was exhausted, and we got told something today, didn't we, that Diaz did in fact admit that he was absolutely shattered after his 120 minutes yesterday. So yeah, I'll go with Origi and Jota. They can kind of interchange between the left and the centre, and Salah.
Theo?
I think Origi and Minamino will start, and then it's just choosing that third one. Mane came off first out of the 3, so maybe you put him in. I agree, Jota just didn't look fit enough. Whether that's the argument to put him in to get the fitness up, or if he's still not 100% and they just rushed him back because it was a final and he needs a bit more time. So it'd be, if Jota is ready, he can play down the middle or on the left. And then if he's not, Harvey Elliott can actually go in the front three. But then that might make me rethink my midfield with Elliott in the midfield and Oxlade-Chamberlain in the front three. They can just make it flexible, I suppose. But I will point out, didn't Doyley just kill James Milner? Just two-footed him. Always goes in on me for... Yeah, you said he can't run anymore. You said he...
You needed to see out games.
You said he can't run anymore. You wrote him off. You said he can't run anymore.
He's about my age. Don't be surprised, really.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. So what is your three then? You chose someone who's in your midfield, and the rest of it you can decide.
It depends how fit Jota is. Jota, Origi, Minamino, if he's fit enough, and that extra few days has helped. If not, it would be Origi, Minamino, and then Elliott. But it'd probably be Oxlade-Chamberlain with Elliott dropping into the midfield. So I'm still saying in the name 11. Right. I'll just have to have a reshuffle depending on Jota's availability.
Okay, Doyley, have you had enough time to think?
No, but I'll just give you an answer anyway. I will say, for a start, there's going to be 5 subs, isn't there? So it's not that important to. Well, it is obviously important who starts, but it's not quite as important as if it was a league game. So in the midfield, I would have Henderson, Oxlade-Chamberlain, and Jones, and up front, I'll have Minamino on the left, Origi down the middle, and I'll go with Elliott down the right.
Right, okay. No worries. Right. Doyley, what about match prediction then? What's the score going to be?
Who are they playing?
Norwich.
Yes. Again? I mean, how many times? It depends what Norwich do. I think Norwich will put up a really good fight, actually. Genuinely do think it's going to be really close. 2-1 Liverpool.
Gorsty?
Yeah, I can't see Norwich putting out anywhere near as strong 11 as what they would in the Premier League game. They're absolutely fighting for their lives, aren't they? And this is probably a bit of a distraction, to be honest, going to Anfield where the record isn't great. So I think Liverpool will probably be quite comfortable, really, 2-0.
And Theo?
I reckon there'll be goals, partly because I'm expecting Ozan Kabak to start for Norwich. So I'm going to go 3-2 Liverpool.
Absolutely.
He's just absolutely destroyed Kabak.
Whoa.
Just two-footed. Just
wow.
Throwing that.
No, not either. That was just bang straight in. Anyway,
he's just throwing the haymakers everywhere. He's just like bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, just goes around kicking people.
Giving the audience what they want.
Yeah, exactly. Right, that's it anyway for this edition of the Blood Red podcast. We will, of course, have all the build-up to the FA Cup 5th round tie with Norwich City. We'll have the press conferences on the channel as well, and plenty of build-up from the gentleman alongside me on the Liverpool Echo website. Do keep across all of that. But from myself, Guy Clark, Paul Gorst, Ian Doyle and Theo Squires, thanks for your time and your company. Bye.